Welcome back to our SoCon tip-off show. We're talking SoCon women's hoops, and now joined by the Samford head coach, Carley Kuhns. Year number 3 for you. It's been a really interesting experience. First season, you come into the league, and boy, you put a pretty high marker up there. Your team wins the title. Natalie Armstrong hitting a jumper not far from where we're sitting here, just down to our right. Last year, regular season champs. You had a great addition come in, and she's back with you, and Andrea Canoyer, and just took the league by storm in terms of her scoring. Many familiar faces back. I've got to think the vibe is real good in Birmingham, Alabama right now, getting ready for this season.
Yeah, we're excited. I think that we've raised the bar a little bit for what our expectation is for this program. But still, we're not talking SoCon tournament yet. We are just, we've got a lot of new players, a lot of new faces. Losing a starting point guard, trying to figure out the mix with that. So really just, trying to get better right now.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some injuries, had some sickness, all of that everyone's dealing with right
Sure.
now. So just trying to figure out what our best lineup is, and
Yep.
just, we're just in grind mode right now, just working, getting better, and figuring out who we're gonna rally around.
And Raven Omar is the woman you referred to, your point guard. She's moved on. Just like every team, only a few players have moved on among those coming back. How much did Andrea Canoyer transferring into your program last year, did she surprise you at all that she was able to score as efficiently, as quickly as she did?
Yeah, I knew that she was a talented player, but it definitely, within the first couple practices, I could tell, okay, this kid can really score the ball. But she blew me away with what her capabilities have been, and I see why. I mean, she's one of the hardest workers I've ever coached, and it's really raised the bar for all of our players of, if you want to be this good, this is what it takes to get there.
Sure.
So she's a program changer just in that regard of, like, you want to be a really good basketball player, you got to put in the work, and she does that, and that's why she's where she's at. And so it's changed our program in a number of ways, from her scoring points in games to just showing what it takes to really be a really good basketball player.
And what it's done, Shantae Battle would be your leading scorer probably. She was second on your team, 15 a game last year, but I thought Canoyer really helped Battle probably as much as anyone on the floor, because it allowed her to do some different things and not have to shoulder the whole load.
Yeah, and then, we lost Battle early in the season last year to an ACL.
Yeah.
And so, I think that's one of the reasons Canoyer ended up becoming such a scoring
Sure.
presence, because Shantae could really score the ball. So I'm interested to see as Take comes back this season.
Yeah.
And we've put some pieces around Andrea, to complement her,
Mm-hmm.
but to maybe take a little bit more of the scoring load off of her and share that a little bit. So defenses can't quite hone in on Andrea and
Yeah.
have to kind of pick up, some pieces around her.
Sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, I should have put that more in the future tense, because, there was a small sample size. But, again, it always helps when you've got a player like Battle and you've got someone outside that it's just naturally going to free up some opportunities. And for that matter, same thing for your star post player who seemingly has been there forever. And once again, Natalie Armstrong is back. and again, I would think Canoyer even further helped her, and she'd already established herself. But how much did having that great scoring presence outside help your post?
Oh, it helped her tremendously, and I'm really excited Natalie's back. I think she would be the first to say that she didn't leave quite on her best term. She still made first team all conference, but
Sure.
I'm excited to see what she can do in a 5th year and just leave everything out there on the floor. And like you said, to be able to have a post player that can complement an outside presence, it puts a lot of pressure on defenses to kind of decide, who they're going to help on and who they're going to try to hone in on and take away. And I think we've added some depth this year in the post position to take some pressure off of Natalie to not have to play so many minutes, so that we can get the most out of her and maximize her capabilities. And once again, like you said, to kind of complement Andrea.
And Annie Ramil came in, a Binghamton transfer, gets 8 rebounds a game. So that obviously helped in a league where you really do need some depth at that position, or at least in the interior.
Yeah, I think Annie's one of those glue role players, and she plays it perfectly. And she's one of those kids that's going to give everything she's got on the floor, plays really, really hard, and so she picks up a lot of those trash buckets, and, defenses are going to, maybe double Natalie, and so she's able to get in there and get some backside rebounds, and does a really good job of just playing her role. High energy kid, a leader on the floor, and a difference maker.
How much does the addition, as you double your number of Vermeils on the roster, her sister Olivia, I guess, is coming in, and will she also add some of the things that Annie did last year?
Yeah, she's very different than Annie. It's kind of crazy how different siblings can be. You know,
Wow.
if you're your own kids,
Yeah.
even my own kids, you know, it's just kind of crazy how different they can be, even how different they look. She's definitely a power post player, very physical, very strong, but she's a veteran kid. She's actually in her 6th year. Playing, and just so she's very smart, knows the game, passes very well, doesn't need the fame, doesn't need the points, kind of knows what it takes to win, and is able to, you know, I think lead this team from a perspective of what's important, and just share her experiences through all these colleges that she's played at, and once again just hopefully have a really good opportunity to finish her career on a high note.
Among your newcomers, Carley Kuhns, known as a good high school rebounder, and then you've got Nicole Azar, known as a very good high school scorer. She's from Atlanta, daughter of a coach. I would think those two have been expected to come in, maybe make an impact. How's it gone for them so far?
Yeah, you know, with this whole COVID stuff and the years that these kids are getting back, you know, the freshman experience is changed a little bit because, you know, Natalie would be gone, and so kids would come in. So I don't know how much of an impact our freshmen are going to have just because of that. Nicole can shoot the ball extremely well. Carly's a very versatile kid. We actually got a post player out of Parkview, Susie, very good post player. So yeah, I think our freshmen are going to come along.
So another freshman for you, Sanaa Redmond out of Philadelphia. They once had a point guard from Philly, Josh Starkey, on the men's team. So that city, brotherly love, is produced for the Samford program, and talk about her coming in.
Yeah, very talented point guard. They actually know each other, which is kind of funny.
She and Josh.
She and Josh, know each other. And
Yep.
just a connection. Her high school coach worked with me at Belmont, and, you know, so had that connection there. And really good off the pick and roll, can score the ball, and is going to be add some depth to us for us in the point guard spot.
And a great town to get a player from: Will Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Dawn Staley.
That's right.
All Philadelphians.
Just hopefully she'll follow right in behind them.
She can follow right in line with that. Were you surprised last year at the regular season run you were able to make with a lot of new faces, albeit with some holdovers from a championship team? But did you have the expectation, having come off a title season, that you could be that good all the way up till you got here to the tournament? Yeah,
I think once we hit about midway through the season, I recognized the potential that we had, and with the weapons that we have in the scoring. You just never know how things are going to play out. But I had the feeling that we could go on that run, and was proud that we did. We've set the bar.
Yep.
And, we want to be right back there.
Yeah. Carley Kuhns, head coach of the Samford Bulldogs. Her team won the title in the tournament a couple of years ago. Last year, regular season champs. Now they hope to put it all together and get both trophies in the year ahead.